Hey guys, welcome to Overtakes. I'm Kel,
And this is Misfit.
and we're here to talk the Stage 2 playoffs.
All right.
Uh, so our everything is locked in now. We have obviously we have the two that we knew. NYXL are number one. We knew that one already. No one could have come and taken that from them. And then London is number two, which pretty much everyone saw coming because they played Shanghai.
Yeah. And they had to play Dallas, which,
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Dallas is a mess right now. There's no way they would have taken anything away from London, like a win. There's no way.
No way. And even then, if London would have lost, it would have taken a lot of weird things to happen for them to not be in the playoffs.
Like all of their players dying.
Right, they would have gotten at least the third spot.
Yeah.
And then the Gladiators needed to win out in order to, or either 3-0 or 4-0 in order to get in. And not only did they not do that, they lost.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately, just were like, yeah, we're out.
Yeah, Boston,
Boston.
they lost that one map, and then it just all went to shit.
Yep. But Philly ground one out last night.
Yes,
So,
they did.
Fraggy. I'm telling you, that Kings Row won that match for them.
Watch out if Reinhardt becomes relevant.
Oh, man.
More so than Winston. Like if Reinhardt is played as often as Winston, watch out.
I don't want any part of that dude on Reinhardt on the other side.
I think that's
He's
where
unbelievable on Reinhardt.
That's where the American teams end up excelling.
Yeah.
Is when that meta comes, because it will happen eventually.
It'll happen again.
Yeah.
It'll happen again when all these May changes and Reaper changes, which, by the way, they're never going to make it live. I don't know if any...
Really?
Oh, May can... They put May on the PTR. She can shoot her... the freeze goes through people now, so you can do 2-3 people at a time.
Oh.
And Reaper can go out of Wraith form, and it's stupid.
Oh, whenever?
Yeah. You can, click out of Wraith form. I just fucked with it for a minute. But, yeah. So, Reinhardt will be relevant with that.
Mm-hmm.
If those go through, but believe me, they'll never make it to this league. Because May becomes psychotically overpowered, and so does Reaper.
Yeah, oh yeah. Absolutely.
And you know how they are with
changes. That. Jesus.
I mean, if they wanted to make Sombra high-powered and everybody lost their fucking mind.
See, but at the same time, if you do these changes, changing Sombra is a good counter to that.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily Reaper, but I mean, it makes her a little more viable against Reaper.
Yeah.
Because then he can't use that Wraith form. And then same, definitely against May.
Yeah, you need the hard counter to May would be Sombra.
Like a Sombra Tracer?
Yeah.
That would be... that would shred that May.
The problem is now if you go in with Reinhardt, Brigitte, and May, and May freezes everybody, and you got the other bitch fucking slapping everybody with that whip thing.
Right. So, okay, we need to get back on track.
Let's get back on track. All right.
Okay. So that's the people, or that's the teams there. But going to the Gladiators tonight, I just don't think... We talked about it a little bit before we recorded. I don't think that the Gladiators have that killer instinct.
Not yet.
They're getting there.
Yeah.
But they just don't have it quite yet. And I kind of compared the way the Gladiators are right now. That's kind of how Philly came into the beginning of this and the later half of Stage 1.
Yeah. Or if
they're still figuring themselves out and just how good they can be.
If you want to equate it to something of regular sports, they're like the Jaguars were this year in the playoffs.
Yes.
It's like, oh shit, we're good. we really haven't been here. We don't know what we're doing, and we're just going to kind of wing it. And it didn't kind of work out this time, but you get experience and you
Right.
move on. And I think they'll be better later on.
Oh, definitely. I agree.
And they don't have a Blake Bortles on their team, so they'll be fine.
Exactly.
Anyway.
But yeah, I totally agree with that. So that being said, Philly did make it in, and the
They had a
first
gut
game
one
tomorrow.
out, too. Woo.
Yeah, they did, and they came through pretty strong, and I'm pretty impressed with that team.
So am I.
But that being said, going into Sunday, they're playing
That team.
the Spitfire to start. So
And like I said, I mean, not to go off on my propheticness, but they played their A team and they pretty much destroyed Dallas to warm up to destroy everybody else.
yeah,
And
don't forget that last week they 4-0'd Seoul,
yeah,
who in the previous game went to 5 with the New York. Excelsior. So
and New York has this history, like going back to Apex and all that, of choking in big games too. Lest we forget about that.
right. So one thing that we want to do on this episode, and talking about this preview, we want to go through like all the different scenarios. So we know that the winner of the first game, it's going to be either Philly or London. So let's talk about the less likely scenario first. What happens if Philly, or what does Philly do to A, get past the Spitfire, but B, what do they do against New York to try and win it?
Well, the one thing they've really got to do is, I think their tank's got to be aggressive, but like they've been playing lately, aggressive. Not that Fraggy going in psycho with Winston, because let's face it, London's tanks right now are above everybody else.
Oh, hands down. I mean, that team in general, I don't think there's very few I feel like there's no weaknesses at all, honestly. It's mostly, the only thing that causes them to lose is like stupid little mistakes and taking advantage of those.
Yeah.
And that's it.
The tank players can come and play. The one thing that Philly, I think, has on their side right now is Carpe is playing out of his mind.
Yes.
And
yes,
he's going to be tough for London to corral the way he's been playing lately. It's just like, in the NBA or something like that, when you get in a zone shooting or something like that, Carpe's in that zone.
Right. Oh, yeah, I agree. He's been a monster. But that being said, do you go with EQO or do you go with Shadowburn?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I haven't seen the map pool yet for that.
Is that up? That might be up.
Yeah. I'll check that. I'll throw that up. Well, I'll check it out, see if we can find something out. We're doing this on stream, so it's going to be a little different than normal, because,
Yep, it is out. Oh, and they're switching it up. Oh, shit. Okay, so it's going to be a best of 5 again.
Right.
First
All
map
5.
is Gibraltar.
Oh.
No, it's first team to 3, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's first team to 3.
So we got
Gibraltar.
Gibraltar.
If wins each of the first 3 maps, then it's just over.
So if necessary.
Yeah, starting with Gibraltar.
Ooh, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Game 4 and Game 5 would be if necessary.
Yeah, which probably will be.
Yeah. I don't see the Fusion getting swept.
No. It's possible, but I don't think so.
Yeah. But yeah, ooh, man. Okay, so starting off with
Carpe on
Gibraltar.
the Widow to start off. Which last time he played on Gibraltar, he killed everybody. Mm-hmm. Like literally everybody. He would have killed his own team if he had a chance to.
But man, London has played this map phenomenally. I would not want to go against Birdring on that Widow.
Yeah.
Oof. That's
That's like a neutralizer right there.
right.
Do you maybe run?
So, oh yeah,
It
what were you
could be
saying?
one of those things where you start off with Widow and then you change your mind and you flip to the Genji Tracer thing,
Right.
or go McCree to try and neutralize their Widow. I mean, I don't know what you do.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
That's
tough
a tough
call.
starter map too, man.
It is. But then we're going into Nepal,
Yeah,
which of all of the control maps, London has been incredibly good on comparatively to
yeah,
the others.
yeah. Well, compared to like the ones from the last stage, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but Philadelphia is really good on these too because
Hmm.
depending on who you put on, I think they might have Shadowburn on this because his Pharah's a little bit better because you can run Pharah a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then, but London, see the thing is you get Prophet on some of these maps and he's playing Junkrat. That's a
Right.
scary scenario. Or
Right.
Doomfist, or you know what he just does what he does.
But at the same time, if they do have Shadowburn in there and he's playing Farah, that could be a good counter
Yeah,
to those two characters
yeah,
specifically.
because London on that would have to think ahead and put
Hmm.
in is it Hureg that runs the Farah for them.
But or do they go with a like a if they go like a
A pick comp
hit
with
scan? If
or
they go like McCree or
Soldier.
Soldier, yeah.
Yeah.
What about those?
So those you'd have Bird Ring doing that, and you'd have Prophet run around on Genji, which is terrifying.
Right.
Because neither Prophet or Bird Ring really runs a good Pharah.
No.
Not a great Pharah, a decent
Right.
Pharah, but
They've never had like a great Farah, and I think that might have been one of their like why they didn't look quite as strong in the first stage for a lot of it,
yeah,
because that had a lot more maps that were very good and like you almost needed a Farah. And yeah, that's always been kind of a weakness because as many characters as Birdring or Prophet can play,
that's one of their weak
neither one of
ones.
them, yeah, neither one of them are like elite at
Yeah,
Pharaoh. But at the same time, it's so hard to pick
yeah.
against London. But also, kind of going back to the way we wanted to talk about it, what else can Philly do in this map? And then if they theoretically play against New York, what should they do?
Yeah, I mean, in this map setup, the thing is their best maps are the two last ones,
Right.
Kings Row and 66. I mean, they're really good on Gibraltar too, though, and
I
that's most.
think I think that's their best bet too. They need to win Gibraltar, and then London will probably take Nepal and Hanamura.
Kind of just like try and wade through the next two maps till you get to Kings Row.
Yeah, and just try and wear them out, I guess,
Yeah,
as much as you can.
but I don't think they're going to. That's the thing. But like,
Right.
all right, in the scenario they do, I think it goes to 5,
Yeah.
and I think the biggest map is actually going to be Kings Row
Yeah.
because I mean you got Fraggy playing Insano Reinhardt. Pardon me. And 66, they're both kind of even. See, they're even on like 3 of the maps, I think.
Right.
Sort of even. Like when we're playing devil's advocate here right now, because we both think
Right.
London's gonna beat them. But like in the scenario that Philadelphia wins, 3 of the
Mhm.
maps they're kind of even. I give the edge to London in Hanamura, and Philadelphia the edge on Kings Row.
Yeah. Definitely.
So, if they win, they gotta those tank heavy maps. They just gotta kick ass on them, and they just literally gotta shut down. What they gotta do is shut down Profit first of all.
Yeah. I think that's really the case because like if people try to shut down Birdring and it just opens up space for Profit, but you have to go after Profit first.
Yeah.
If you can corral him at all, just like throw him off his game,
Yeah, just a little bit.
that's your only chance. or that's your best chance
Right.
at kind of disrupting everything for them.
Because that even happened in the last stage. New York kind of corralled them in the first 3 maps, and then the last 2 maps of that set, he went
Hmm.
nuts.
Exactly.
Um, you got to
Because
corral him.
they ended up doing the same thing to Saviobi,
Yeah. Which
because he single-handedly won them like 2 points at least.
that guy's God. Um,
He really is.
but the fusion you got to do is they got to create. Honestly, the hardest part for them is going to be creating space for Carpe
Hmm.
because London's tanks are so good. I mean, they can do it. I'm talking on the maps that are not Kings Row
Yeah.
or Gibraltar, the 2 hybrids that
Yeah.
are in there,
Right. Right.
or the escort and the hybrid. Um, because Carpe, if he gets loose on Widow, and then even if he has to switch a Tracer,
Mm.
it, he's a nightmare.
He really is.
See, but the thing is,
Like
you got Bird Ring plays a different kind of Tracer than like Sabiobi, where Sabiobi would just go after Carpe.
support. Yeah. Or Carpe. Yeah.
Um, he kind of plays. He plays that I'm going after the back line kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
That is true.
um, I don't know. If Philadelphia wins this, they're gonna have to win it on maps 1, 4, and try and hash one out in 5,
Yeah. Just push it to 5
and just
hope
pray
that,
for the best.
yeah, pretty
Because
much.
they're as good as EQO and Shadowburn are on Genji and all that on when they run straight dives like on the 2 CP maps like Hanamura.
Hmm.
There's no way they're going to beat London on that. If
No,
they do, I'll be shocked.
I would be too.
Because they're so coordinated. You just can't. It's hard to. It's hard to even do the scenario.
Right. Right.
Um,
Exactly. Because like, as much better as Philly has looked in their coordination, and I think that's very similar to what you were, or that ties into what you were saying about their tanks looking a lot better. Um, it's
yeah.
because they're being aggressive in a much more coordinated way.
Right.
Like they're not just diving in without the team; they're diving in, and the rest of the team is following them. And that was the biggest difference for them. But London has been executing that at such a high level
Forever.
since the league started,
Yeah.
especially their main lineup, which is exactly what we're going to see. They're not going to fuck around right now.
No.
That top lineup is going to be in there, and I just don't see like it's almost hard to like
Fathom it. But
fathom Philly winning that game
okay.
just because London is so good. But at the same time, let's talk just a little bit
All right.
about
Let's.
what if Philly has to play NY.
Right. I was just gonna say. Let's go into the possibility of Philly NY. Actually, honestly, I think Philly matches up pretty good against them.
I think so too. I think that is the easier game of the two for them.
Yeah. But not that New York's easy, but
Right.
Carpe and Sabiobi, you got kind of even right now as far as the way they've been playing.
Right.
And EQO, honestly, I think EQO is better than Libero, and I think Shadowburn's better than Libero on the projectile DPS.
I agree.
Tanks, I give a slight edge to New York, and
Yeah.
I I can't take anyone's supports over New York, but they're close.
Oh, definitely not. Yeah.
It's more
I would
Jonak.
say-
It's more Jonak.
Yeah, it's mostly Jonak. Like Jonak's just so fucking good, and because he's an incredibly good support, but he's basically another DPS.
Right. And he kind of protects him and Arc. That's the thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Arc is great, but Arc has that fucking protection of Jonak killing everybody
Hmm.
that
So
comes
it just
within like
opens it
10
up more
feet
for
of them.
him. Right. So it opens it up more for Arc to just kind of be a healer or damage
Yeah.
boost him, whatever.
Which, I mean, if I was a Mercy and, I had Jonak, I would be damage boosting him too, so my life wouldn't be on the fucking line. And then he
Right.
can go do a crazy resurrect on somebody else or whatever.
Exactly. You get that, and then your teammates don't have to peel as much
Yeah.
either, so they're free to do whatever they need to,
No.
and that's what makes them such a deadly combo. But at the same time, I feel like do the Fusion have a good enough counter to that, to where they can shut Jonak and Libero down, or Jonak and Arc down? Because that was what London did so well against New York in that last game.
And a lot of it was baiting out Jonak because he's young and he hasn't been through this, which he's been through a couple of big games now.
Mm-hmm.
Was baiting Jonak into throwing his ult out for no reason.
Right.
I mean, that was like Sabiobi's game plan, or not Sabiobi, Prophet and Birdring's game plan, and kind of let Sabiobi do what he does, but take their supports out. It's like Sabiobi's going to get his kills, but if we take Jonak and Arc out, we have less to worry about because Arc is, like you said, is the third DPS. Or Jonak.
Exactly. And then the rest of the team has to pull back because they don't have either healer.
Yeah. So, honestly, if it came down to that, I would go with New York in 5.
Yeah.
Where you got down to 66 and it, I'm imagining this. That last quarter where you have, New York going up against Philadelphia. Philadelphia's got their their tank heavy lineup in there. You get EQO on fucking Roadhog. That's scary, by the way.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Almost as terrifying as Sabiobi on fucking Roadhog.
Oh my god. Right.
I want to see that battle. Can we just have that?
Yes.
Okay, if everything gets equaled out, the tiebreaker like a shootout like in fucking soccer. 1v1 battle, Sabiobi versus fucking EQO on Roadhog. Best of 5.
Like a shootout in hockey.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
That would be
so good. Give me some of that. But I would go New York in 5 in that one.
Yeah.
I think Philadelphia would hold their own. I think they're going to hold their own against London, too.
They will. But in the most likely scenario, let's talk about that. London versus New York. What's London got to do to win, and what's New York got to do to win?
Yeah, they don't have that. I checked for the map pool. They don't have the map pool up yet for that. Okay. They're leaving that for a surprise. I'm assuming it's the same damn thing.
I would imagine so.
And it's, man, because London's going to run their A lineup. So's New York. There's no Ilios, so you're not going to see Pine. Pine's on a milk carton somewhere.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know what's going on with that dude, but you would like to see him go in on Gibraltar maybe instead of Libero, because he can play the Widow. You can run McCree if they're running something. London's running one of their strange lineups.
He can also Soldier if need be.
Yeah, exactly.
Another decent map for Soldier.
What London has to do to beat New York, though, is what they did the last time, and that's just harass Jonak.
Yep, agreed. That's exactly what they need to do, because Sabiobi's going to get his, and they know that.
Yeah.
And like we were just talking about, you shut Jonak and Arc down, that team, they're done.
Yeah, and the tank battle is kind of even. I give a slight edge to London with Gesture.
Yeah.
But Wuyal or Fury are about on the same level as Meko, which they're all three you can put them all in the top 5.
Right, exactly. I feel like, that's definitely where they're most evenly matched.
Even supports, man.
Yeah.
Nuss and Bedosin are no joke either.
They really aren't.
But the key is going to be, and I think just letting Prophet do Prophet things.
Yeah, agreed.
Birdring's your kind of your stable guy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Have him run the Tracer. Occasionally, if you need to run a Soldier, on occasion, and let Prophet run those projectile DPS Junkrat or Genji.
Right.
And or Doom, when he does his Doomfist thing, or whatever he's gonna do, um, and just let him go off.
Mhm.
And for New York, they have to stop that
They did, yeah, right, and
because he terrorized them the last one, the
he
last time.
really did. He was all over the place, and I feel like he's only gotten better, and that dude just looks unstoppable.
Yeah,
And I don't know how either of these teams can contain them.
no,
I really like it's so obviously we're to the point where we should probably do picks.
oh yeah,
So I'm gonna say, at this point, it's got to be said. I'm picking London. Like, it's so obvious from how I've been talking about them, but I think it's the obvious choice right now. Like, they are just when they're not messing around, they are the best team in the league,
yeah,
hands down. The record doesn't show it because New York plays more consistently at the same level. But when London is at their peak level, that is above where New York plays.
oh yeah. Um, it's one of those things I really want. Oh shit, music. Sorry, next video loaded up. We're on stream. We're doing things different tonight. My, we're having the technical problems. So anyway, yeah, I really want to pick New York. I really do.
Yeah.
But I look at the way London's played, and I don't know. How do you go against them? That's my. And you look at New York. New York is you're going, oh well, they got Sapiobi, they got Jonak, they got Meko and Mono, they got Arc. Libro's decent, and then I'm going, yeah, but all those guys couldn't beat them before. What's going to change?
Exactly.
It,
And then these are also maps, and these are maps that have that require characters that London is just better at.
yeah,
The only person I give stronger marks to is Sabiobi. In all
Yeah.
honesty, on any top to bottom compared to the other person,
yeah, because I don't think Libro.
and maybe Jonak over Badosin, but
Yeah.
that's like just barely, because I would feel like I would give Nuss the edge over Arc.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is like, Libro isn't going to play as good as Prophet.
Right.
I mean, he's been playing out of his mind lately, mind you. But, Libro. But, I just can't, I don't know. I'm going with London. I want to see New York, like, win one, but it's just, I can't go against just the full squad. Like, full squad. There's certain parts where, I think, Saviobi's, like we said, he's going to do Saviobi things, which is going to be pull a map out of their ass somewhere.
Yeah. Exactly.
They're going to be on the point, and it's going to be an overtime, and there's going to be, one NYXL person on there, and all of a sudden there's going to be two, and it's going to be Sabiobi and whoever else was there, and they killed the rest of the team. He did.
Yeah.
But I just got to go London just from the way they played. Yeah, New York's played great, but
And like, basically, you have to look at it from London has played like they are the best team in the league, and they are, and then until somebody else proves otherwise, that's who I'm going to be picking.
right. And it's it's their when they run their main lineup, when they're not fucking around, and they're just out there to destroy, which is now. They're untouchable.
They are.
And also too, it's not like the last time. They have had a day. They beat him. They beat him when they had an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, now they have even more time to prepare for both teams. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's not saying New York's not going to win. This is going to go all the way.
oh yeah,
I will be shocked
I
if it
feel
doesn't.
like at the least it's a 4 map in
Yeah.
in the first game, but the last game I feel like is definitely going to 5.
Oh yeah. Um, yeah, because I think Philly can hold their own. I just don't think they're on that level. They're not up to London's level quite yet.
Right.
Um, but yeah, the fucking London, man. You just can't. And plus, they do the split thing and they'll be practicing, or they're sleeping tonight. I don't know what they're doing, to tell you the
Right.
truth. Plus, they're gonna, maybe there is a thing with you're on the stage, you're playing that one extra game. It kind of, you're there already. You kind of got the feel going.
Yeah.
Where New York has been sitting around doing
Just waiting.
jack all,
Right.
whatever they're doing.
That is a good point.
Um,
It's similar to football when they get the bye weeks.
yeah. How many wild card teams roll through the playoffs, and teams that sit all their guys in week 16, and then they have the bye week, and then like Pittsburgh this year, for
Yep.
instance.
Exactly.
Not that you care about that.
Oh no, but I also
Well, you know what I mean.
never understand why people pick that team to win the Super Bowl, but that's beyond the point because we're not talking NFL right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm
I
just
can
I'm
come
just
up with
going
it.
with the rest thing. And
No, and I totally agree with that. I think that's exactly what the problem is, but at the same time, London's also just a better team, and I
Yeah.
almost suspect that they do it on purpose. If someone told me that, I would not be surprised at all.
No. It's like they're giving the other guys a little bit of a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all right, yeah, we'll fuck around with you. It's like a cat playing with its fucking food.
It is. That's what it's starting to feel like with that team.
It's like, all right, all right, Mayhem, you're better. We'll put our B lineup in, see how you do. Oh, you took us to 4? Good job. Next time we're going to put our A lineup in and we're going to 4-0 you.
Right.
It's like
Exactly.
it's like they gauge the teams with their B lineups. Yeah, they're better. Okay, well, we're not going to play our B team against them next time.
Exactly.
But honestly, I'm going to say this: London's lucky the Gladiators aren't playing. They match up way better against Philly.
They do.
DPS aside, because Profit and Burgering, you can't put them in a fucking argument with most teams,
Right.
except for maybe Philly, New York, and Seoul. Those would be the teams I would throw them up against. DPS.
Right. I agree.
Okay, so we both got the London Spitfire taking their second $100,000. Which well, New York will have another $25K in the bank.
Yeah.
And unlike Seoul and other teams that are doing well, they're playing for every fucking dollar, not just the big million at the end.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's going to wrap it up for this one. You guys are going to be getting this probably early Sunday morning. Before you go to church or whatever you do on Sunday, lie around and wait for fucking quick play or whatever you do. But we'll be on Sunday night. We'll do a post gamer, wrap it all up, and we'll stream some quick play and maybe some. Nah, we won't do ranked. What am I? Who am I kidding?
No, not on a Sunday night.
Not on a Sunday night. We'll do some quick play and play Brigida and get flustered and move to arcade.
Yeah.
And talk. And we're gonna want to talk about what happened in the matches, of course. So come on into the stream and let us know. Definitely hit us in the comments and tell us what you think down here. And we will see you tomorrow. Playoff Sunday.
See you guys tomorrow. Later, guys.
Later, guys.